Hi everyone, it's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the 25 books challenge, which was created by Books Undercovers, right? Yes. I don't follow this person, so it's why I'm like, is that their name? So I watched Amrita by the Book make this video, and so I asked her to give me some prompts. Essentially it boils down to 5 prompts. You have to give 5 books for each prompt and you have to do it in 5 minutes. I'm telling you right now, the 5-minute rule is like not going to happen at all here. I'm still going to try to do like a rapid fire part where I try to say them all very quickly and then just slow it down. And then I don't know if like the 5 books to rule them all section, which is basically where you pick one from each category to highlight more intensely. I don't know if that is originally part of the challenge because I didn't even watch the original video. I just watched Amrita because I love her channel. So if that's not part of the original challenge, then I don't know what to tell you, but I know that at least Amrita did that. So let's just get started. Let me look for the prompts that she gave me. 5 books with aliens. Oh shit. You know, I could cheat. I could say the first 4 books in the Wayfarer series with Becky Chambers. Why Becky Chambers? Because that's The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, A Close and Common Orbit, The Galaxy and the Ground Within, and Record of a Spaceborne Few. But actually the ones where it's more pivotal is in The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. So I guess my choice for that will be that. And then The Galaxy and the Ground Within. I will cheat. I will cheat. And then what other books do I have with aliens? And now I have my actual dogs barking, which doesn't help me concentrate. Oh my gosh. Oh, We Are the Ants. That would be the 3rd choice. We Are the Ants has aliens. I think More Than This by Patrick Ness has like some aliens. So maybe that. What else have I? And I'm trying to make it so that I've read them. Like I can mention books that I haven't read, but can I even mention them? See, I'm throwing that into the universe and I don't even actually fucking know. What's some classic sci-fi with aliens? There's there's so much First Contact with aliens and I haven't read any of it. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to that one because I don't know. I'm losing. I'm losing. Okay, 5 books with big muscly men. I guess. Okay. I'm gonna count. Take a hint, Danny Brown, because he's like a rugby player, and so I'm gonna go with him being muscly. He's carrying her on this cover, so I'm gonna go with that. And then I'm also going to go with another Talia Hibbert because apparently all I know is how to go with one author for the whole thing. So I'm also going to go with, what's it called? Work for It by Talia Hibbert because it has a big burly guy who's like described as ugly, and he thinks he's ugly because everyone tells him he's ugly, but he's just like large and strong and whatnot. And okay. I'm gonna, more cheating. Okay, I'm gonna go with Matthias from Six of Crows. He's a big muscly young man, I guess. So Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo, Matthias. Let's go. Another low-key cheating. I'm going to go with Achilles from The Song of Achilles because, okay, I don't see him as a big muscly guy, but like he's the best of the Greeks. He's like the strongest warrior, so I'm going to go with him regardless of facts and reality. So okay, 1 2 3 4. I need one more. Okay, I have one last one, which is again me cheating with a young teenage man. So okay, Khalid from The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Let's call him a muscly guy. Mostly this is because he's a swordsman. He is very strong. He is described like for his ability to wield weapons. So that's why I'm gonna go with him, and because otherwise I'm gonna be here for 5 years just trying to think about answers. So okay, 5 books with kick-ass women. Okay, this one I'm still gonna struggle to say it, but only because I'm a hot mess. But okay. Blanca y Roja, I just like them. I don't know if they're like the traditional kick-ass women, but I would like to highlight Blanca y Roja by Anna Marie McLemore because I don't talk about this enough. So Blanca y Roja, mostly Roja, I would say, is more of a kick-ass woman, but a young woman again. I read a lot of young adults, so Blanca y Roja. Another suggestion that I won't count because it would be repeating would actually be Dani from Take a Hint, Dani Brown, because she's fucking badass. But let's not repeat ourselves, okay? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with another young adult one, and I'm going to go with someone who's actually kind of not liked by readers of the book, but Karina from A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. She's fucking badass. I know why some people don't like her, but I think she's pretty fucking badass. But I'm probably having a stroke right now and not even remembering correctly anything ever that I have ever read in my life. So, but I'm still gonna go with that. I'm going to go with that. Okay, I thought of another one. Okay, I'm gonna go with Shiala from Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhurst. Okay, Shiala is fucking amazing. Actually, a lot of the women in this book I really enjoy. They're very unique and distinct and all have their own ways. And like Shiala is like a disaster buy. So she's kick-ass, but like in a disaster way. So yes, definitely Shiala. And in general, just the women of Black Sun are really great. This is one, I don't know why I didn't think it immediately, and I dropped my flag. We're gonna go with The Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gren. Yes. So many powerful badass women in this book. So they're amazing. They're fucking amazing. They're kind of the worst. They're kind of like not great people, but they're kick-ass women in here. Okay, last one, 5. So I'm going to go, and again, I'm going to probably edit this video and be like, Natalie, you do not know how to count. And I will go like, yeah, I don't know how to count. So, okay. The last one I'm going to mention is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. The protagonist here that I'm right now forgetting her name. I'm forgetting all of their names. I think the guy is like Mark, but I can't remember her name right now, but she's fucking amazing. She's fucking badass. She's fucking incredible. I love her. There's also a lot of incredible women in this comic series. So, which I actually have one of the volumes here. Yes, do you tell me the name? Listen, I don't fucking know anymore. There's also a badass trans woman character here. Well, she's an alien, but you know, let's call her a trans woman anyway because she is trans. So this, yes. Okay. 5 books that are out of this world. Interpret as I like. Okay. Sure. I'm just going to talk about like some of my favorites, and I'm just dropping the thing. I'm just going to talk about some of my favorites. So, The Mirror Season by Anna Marie McLemore blew me away, blew me the fuck away. I love this so much. And you're going to see my shelf start to deconstruct, and you can see that I have my Jane Austen hidden because I don't like Jane Austen. So, The Mirror Season, yes, out of this world, incredible, iconic. amazing. Like, honestly, I could just clear out this whole back behind me. So let's go with another one that I don't talk about nearly enough on this channel. Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Khorram, another phenomenal novel. The sequel is just as incredible, if not more. Honestly, I would say the sequel is even more incredible. But anyway, Darius the Great, yes, another one. What else? Oh, another one. Yes, I'm going to continue to constructing. Another great one that, again, I don't talk a lot about in this channel is Beast Meridian by Vanessa Angelica Villarreal. Poetry that I adore and I need to revisit to be re-inspired by it. Fucking amazing. I'm gonna go with a more interesting choice, and that's going to be And the Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness. This is a very unique story, which is why I think it's out of this world. I don't think it made it to like my top faves of whenever I read it, but it is still a very unique story, and it has like amazing graphics inside, so it's just really phenomenal. I really like that, so I'm gonna go with this one. Even though I think not many people really loved it, I still think it's super special and unique, and I don't talk about it enough on this channel. So here, that's one, and I've already talked about 4, so I just need, I'm gonna go traditional. I'm gonna go traditional with Out of This World, and I'm going to talk about An Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon. That will be my 5th choice. This is actually sci-fi, so it's literally out of this world. Another phenomenal novel that I'm pretty confident I did put it in my top 10 of last year because it was fantastic. So that's it. That's my last choice for that. 5 books published this year. So I'm going to 100% cheat and just go through my list of 2021 that I have on Storygraph, because that will make it incredibly easy, and I will just highlight ones that I'm really looking forward to or that I really want to read. So I'm going to mention 2 that I have already mentioned on this channel just because they come off at the top of my head, and that is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. Really looking forward to reading that one, so that's why I want to highlight it. And then 1500 Miles from the Sun by Johnny Garza Villa. I'm currently reading it. I'm almost done with it. I absolutely adore it, so I want to highlight it. And then I want to highlight The Sprite and the Gardener by Joe Witt and Brie Abrego. Also read that recently, but I haven't filmed a recent reads talking about it yet. Highly want to highlight that because I really enjoyed it. Another one is Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki. That is by a trans author, trans Asian author, so I'm really looking forward to it. It comes out later this year. And then I'm going to highlight, okay, I'm just gonna go with this one just because I am looking forward to it. Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune comes out soon enough. It's still this year, so there you have it. All of all of it. And I know it says published this year, not to be published, but I'm going to play with the rules. So that is it. And how long did this take me? And did I almost destroy my iPad doing this? Okay, 17 minutes. That's also because I ended up describing it more than I wanted to. But okay, from these options, which one do I want to focus on more? Honestly, at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to focus more on any of them. But I guess with I'll go backwards. So starting with the books published this year, I'll go with 1500 Miles from the Sun by Johnny Garza Villa, mostly because I'm really enjoying it. It is about this gay teen in Texas who comes out and doesn't really have an accepting father. So he comes out to basically his school, but his dad still doesn't know that he's queer, and his dad is abusive. So he's very scared of coming out to his father. And it's also mostly really cute. It's a very cute story because it's about his romance with this boy who lives in LA. And they're just the cutest. They're so adorable. Like, Matt and Jules are just so fucking precious. I adore them, and their romance is just so wholesome, so cute, so sweet, so wonderful. So I'm gonna highlight that one. The next five books that are out of this world. So I guess I'll go with Beast Meridian just because I don't talk about poetry nearly enough on this channel. This is by a Latina author, It has a mix of English and Spanish. The poems have this like varying formats that I really enjoy. I'm showing this terribly because I'm holding other things in my lap. But honestly, I think all of these are phenomenal, and I have it like incredibly with a lot of notes in the margin because I read this for a poetry class, and so I was trying to seriously do analysis while reading it. And it's also queer. It's about queerness as a Latina, a Latinx person. So truly wonderful and amazing, and I really want to revisit it because it's just so incredible. And there's also like a galaxy element to it. Like, look at this cover, it's meridian. So like, yes, this one. Yes, $5 with kick-ass women. I feel like I talked about these enough that I don't really have to say more, but I guess I'm going to go with The Queens of Innis Lear only to push my Tessa Gratton agenda. I'm always looking for an excuse to push my Tessa Gratton agenda. I didn't go with Saga only because Saga has already a large following, so like Saga's fine. Saga doesn't need me. Tessa Gratton, just love her, just love her as I do, please, just love her as I do. So this is a retelling of King Lear by Shakespeare, and it follows these 4 sisters who eventually end up all trying to vie for the throne. Reluctantly or deliberately, they are all vying for the throne, and they're all trying to assert their own control and agency and all of that. And it's very much a tragedy. It follows in the vein of tragedy of the King Lear play. So I absolutely adore this novel so fucking much, and the romance here, the queerness here, the everything here, just I adore it. I adore it. The women are fantastic. Big muscly men that I went with a bunch of teenagers because I just read a lot of YA, okay? For the sake of sticking with the actual prompt, I'm actually going to talk about Work for It by Tyler Hibbert. In this book, we essentially follow this man who is depressed. He lives in the city, I think, and he goes to this more rural town in England. Don't quote me on that. I just know he goes to a more rural area to just kind of like decompress, to connect more with himself, with his emotions, because he was in this relationship that really fucked him up. And so he is just trying to not feel like an alien. I'm pretty sure he describes himself as an alien in the beginning of the book. And his love interest in the novel is actually the big muscly man in this book. And it's about the two of them kind of learning to love themselves, you know, and accept themselves for who they are. So that one. $5 with aliens, and that's my last one. Okay, I can't go with the one that's a lie. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what's the other one that I mentioned? If it's not these. Because I don't want to highlight this one because Sean David Hutchinson upset me, so I don't want to give him more hype. But then I don't actually remember if More Than This has aliens, okay? Like, if More Than This by Patrick Ness has aliens, then great. But I don't actually remember. I just know that it reminds me of The Matrix, which is why I thought of it for the aliens prompt. But maybe I'm completely insane and it has nothing to do with aliens. But because of the more Matrix elements, that's why I think of this. So I guess I'm going to end up highlighting this one just for that, even though I don't even know if there's actual aliens here. So yeah, that's it. Those are all of them. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I will leave down below everyone's information that you will need, and I will also leave 5 prompts down below if you want to do this challenge yourself. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to follow me on any of my social media, I will have the links to that down below in the description. But for now, see you next time.